morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of WOSSY Radio. And, well, last night, while I was sleeping, like 2 a.m. UK time, so cheers for that, there was a Pokemon Investors Conference, a press conference, as you will. And there was quite a lot of very exciting Pokemon news revealed. So I thought, you know what? Let's go through it. So if you want a handy way to go through all of the news that was revealed last night / this morning, hang on in there. Those shout-outs before we start to Cerebi.net, a wonderful Pokemon website where you can get lots and lots of information, and PidgeyWiki, which is a great place to go and get high-quality Pokemon images if you wish. Those two sites rock and are run by lovely people. So Pokemon Home then. This is a new app which is coming out for smartphones and for the Nintendo Switch, which manages your Pokemon collection across several games. Now, if we look at the image on the screen here, we can see that it connects to Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Let's Go, and Pokemon Sword and Shield, the upcoming games on the Nintendo Switch. And you can... well, here's the thing. You can switch Pokemon between them, but it's not that simple. So Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Let's Go can all put Pokemon into Pokemon Home. Sword and Shield can put Pokemon into and get Pokemon out of Pokemon Home. So if you've got a Pokemon in Pokemon Bank you want to get into Sword and Shield, brilliant. It means building up your collection in Sword and Shield is going to be quite easy if you've got the rest of these games, which nerds like me definitely do. Just remember that if you put your prized Pokemon from Go, Let's Go, or Bank into Pokemon Home, you ain't getting it out again unless you want to put it into Sword and Shield, in which case, go nuts. It is releasing early 2020 for iOS, Android, and Nintendo Switch. And what's really cool about this is it will allow you to trade directly from home on your smartphones. So you can literally just log into the app and then trade Pokemon across the world. That's really kind of cool. Obviously, it's slightly upsetting that it only goes two-way for Sword and Shield, but remember, the Pokemon Home didn't exist. I imagine Pokemon games released going forward will all work with Pokemon Home in a nice two-way fashion, but it's one of those things that you've got to give them time to work it out. Easy to get it into Sword and Shield, which isn't out yet, not so easy with everything else. We're getting a new mobile app called Pokemon Sleep. Now, we don't have a huge amount of information about this, but it's a Pokemon app that allows you to, well, sleep. And you gain benefits from sleeping. Now, it's launching with a new device, the Pokemon Go Plus, which kind of sounds like a Futurama joke. And... that's a bit weird. I do kind of hope they keep going. So in 20 years' time, we got the Pokemon Go Plus. And this will actually monitor your sleep. Now, the good news is it does work like the original Pokemon Go Plus as well. So you will be able to take it around, catch Pokemon with it, spin Pokestops, and all that good stuff. It monitors how long you're sleeping, how often you wake up, etc. It's coming to mobile devices in early 2020, and we don't know a huge amount else about it. Personally, I'm hoping that it rewards you for being woken up multiple times during the night, because with a 1-year-old at home and a new baby coming in November, that's going to be great. If, however, it rewards you for continuous sleep, I will never do well with this. And to coincide with this, today, like right now, they have launched a Snorlax event in Pokemon Go, so you can go and catch yourself a bunch of wild Snorlax running around. And by running around, I of course mean lying in the road blocking your path. We don't often see wild Snorlax, they're quite rare, we don't see them all that much, so it's kind of cool that we've got this event to help us out. Now, we are getting a new game called Pokemon Masters. It is a mobile battling game, and it brings a new type of battling. And what's really cool about this is it's bringing in trainers from the history of the game. Now, we have got some pre-release screenshots that can be found on Cerebi.net, and the most interesting of which, well, we can see here that we've got 2 3-on-3 teams battling with a variety of different Pokemon. On the, well, kind of the near side of the screen, we're going totally Gen 1, but then on the other side of the screen, we've got a Fletchling, a Snivy, and a Drifloon So, seems like it's crossing the generations quite nicely. We've also got kind of a pre-battle screen we can see here that again shows it's a free-on-free battling game, and it does feature a bunch of trainers. You can see Misty and Brock there, for instance. Now, what is really cool, they did reveal some artwork here. And you can see we've got Lance and his Dragonite, and we've got Cynthia and her Garchomp, and Diantha and her Gardevoir, and Steven and his Metagross, etc. So what we've got is gym leaders and Elite Four and all of that, classic Pokemon characters, who seem to be coming into the game with their signature Pokemon. Everyone knows Cynthia's all about Garchomp, Lance and Dragonite are two peas in a pod, and, you know, try getting Steven away from his Metagross. I dare you. I do love that Diantha and Gardevoir are pulling the same pose in the artwork. That does make me rather happy indeed. Once again, we don't have a huge amount of information about this other than the odd screenshot and that it seems to be free on free. Now, it is optimized for smart devices, and it does say it's going to give a casual but unique experience. That does fill me a little bit with dread. I adored Pokemon Shuffle. I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful game until it got to the point where I had to use items to clear stages, and you could only get the items every couple of days by grinding, unless you spent lots of money. Microtransactions took Pokemon Shuffle from a game that I absolutely adored to a game that I entirely stopped playing. So really, for me, and this is not Pokemon, this is mobile games in general, this is Mario Kart World Tour, I'm just thinking, what are the microtransactions going to be like? Because this game looks like a huge amount of fun, but come on, it's 2019, it's a new mobile game. The reality is this is almost certainly going to be a freemium game where it's free to download, free to play with microtransactions. That is not confirmed. This is me making a prediction. That is not official information. But come on, it's a mobile game in 2019. And that really is going to help to determine how excited I am for this game. The good news is we're going to be getting more details in June, and it's the 29th of May as I record this, so we are not going to have to wait very long at all to find out about this. I'm a little bit excited. We're also getting Detective Pikachu 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Now, and I'm sorry if this is becoming a little bit of a theme, we don't have any information about the game in terms of gameplay or any of that. The one piece of information we were told is that it is going to be a continuation of the Detective Pikachu 3DS game. No spoilers here, but the game did end on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so this will just continue on the story, though it will have a different ending from the movie. We can assume it's kind of like a visual novel paired with some fairly simple puzzles. That really was the gameplay loop of Detective Pikachu on the 3DS. Remember that this is largely designed for younger players. Now, I personally quite enjoyed Detective Pikachu. I think it's quite a fun game. I enjoyed it. I really liked seeing all of the different Pokemon just running around interacting with the world. If you liked it, you're getting more of it. If you didn't, you're probably not going to like this. There might be massive changes. We can assume it's probably going to look better being on the Nintendo Switch. Other than that, again, not official information, but fair to assume it's going to have a very similar gameplay loop. And yeah, that's what we know. Pokemon Quest is coming out in China. Now, I adore Pokemon Quest. It is the most played game on my Nintendo Switch. I have actually put in 250 hours into Pokemon Quest. It's coming out in China, and it's actually going to be an enhanced version of the game with new player versus player and social features. And the good news is, it's being brought to China by NetEase, who are going to be working with the Pokemon Company to bring more Pokemon games to China. This is undoubtedly good news. More Pokemon games in China means more Pokemon fans, which means the Pokemon Company is more successful, they do more Pokemon stuff, we're all Pokemon fans, I assume. We all win from this. Go NetEase, go Pokemon Company, go China. And finally, and this one makes me very happy, Pokemon shirts are coming to the US and Europe. Now, these are shirts you've been able to buy in Japan for a little while, and they are basically custom-made shirts where you design them yourself, and they've got Pokemon designs on them. The lovely David Hockman mocked up a design with Don Fan and Mamoswine, and chucked it my way. and it looks kind of awesome. Now, these shirts are not cheap. I did a little bit of a test, and in Japan, they were coming out at not far under £100 per shirt. They are expensive shirts, but they're amazing, and they've literally got Pokemon designs in. I find it almost impossible that I'm not going to be buying one or two of these when they come out over in Europe. I am psyched, ladies and gentlemen. I am psyched. So that's the Pokemon news. We've got some new apps coming and a new mobile game and Detective Pikachu 2, some awesome shirts. It's a good day to be a Pokemon fan, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've watched this far into the video, thank you for joining in and celebrating with me. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know what you think about all of this news. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the WOSSY, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WOSSYPlays, where we talk about games that don't even have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.